full of yourself, you're bursting at the seams. It's no wonder everyone gives you a wide berth.
Confusing yourself with others now, are we? I can't fathom how wretched your life must be.
My condolences on the loss of your hearing, but such is old age.
More like your mind is so infantile that even listening proves a trial.
Who is Shantoto?
Oh, you'll rue the day you got in my way.
Gaze upon a picture of perfection, surpassed only by my immaculate complexion. It all began with an experiment, so the rumors say. This is Shantoto, and she's a Blackmage. Isn't that just a face that you want to cuddle before it obliterates you? Shantoto is the greatest Blackmage that ever lived. Her alter ego, Shatoto, is in the Blackmage job quests. Her furious staff of Blackmage glory can be obtained in Eureka. She's a main character of Final Fantasy XI, and our upcoming Alliance raids this November, Final Fantasy XI. Welcome back to Eorzea, Queen. Oh, is her attitude not enough to win you over? You come to a Blackmage channel to listen to Blackmage things, and you're not on board with Shantoto? Get out of here. But no, sit down. I didn't say you could leave. Let me reveal to you the mistress of the Blackmages, Shantoto, and hear why I believe we can expect her to come back for the Final Fantasy XI Alliance raids in November. But warning, Final Fantasy XI spoilers might be ahead. And you know, that game's really old, so you probably weren't going to play it anyway. So here's a quote by Shantoto. Listen to this. It's been a while since I've recited poetry, so forgive me. Why be led when you can be leader? Why bow to Lady Luck when you can beat her? Why sit back and relax if you can pull your fill? Before you are taken, why not go in for the kill? Yeah, that's a quote from this little guy or girl. Shantoto is like a very cocky black mage, very powerful, you know, and even has like an entire expansion or like scenario segment dedicated to her. Imagine if like Final Fantasy XIV came out with the next expansion and it was Black Mages Online. You know what I mean? That's how powerful Shantoto is, getting her own expansions. But the thing about Shantoto is that her story is pretty sad. I mean, just look at this backstory here. Her parents get divorced. She gets kicked out of her job. She gets fired, and her dog drinks a shrinking potion and gets really small. I think that's probably the worst part. But the thing about Shantoto is that she's like a supporting character in 11 that really does some stuff. It's really hard to say. I mean, she shows up and she ho's like Santa Claus, does some magic stuff, and then just leaves. Sometimes she kills the player, and sometimes she teleports them to hell. You know, I mean, you really never know what you're gonna get with this one. But always there's that allusion to the fact that maybe she's a lot more powerful than we think, right? And we don't really see it for a long time until the expansion. Well, I don't know if it's an expansion, but it's called a Shantoto extension. We saw the trailer for earlier. The Legend Torn, Her Empire Born, where Shantoto is trying to perfect a spell of interdimensional travel, which, by the way, she eventually succeeds in doing because she uses that spell to travel to Final Fantasy XIV Eorzea for basically an event quest some years ago where you fight a giant Shantoto, which we also saw earlier in this video. So she's working on this spell. She's not really done with it yet, you know, and there's like another dimension that she gets trapped in, and there's a Shantoto in that dimension. So they swap places more or less, and it splits her in two. You have like a crazy Shantoto, you've got a good Shantoto, and the crazy Shantoto basically tries to take over the world with an army of Shantotos. And she was working on a curse called the Shantotofication that turns literally everybody into Shantoto. If that's not the best Black Mage plot you've ever heard of, I don't know. I think you're making stuff up because this is top. This is premier Black Mage. Evil dark magic, curses, elements, interdimensional travel, making everybody a black mage. Like, it's peak. It's peak. Alright, so look, here's the lowdown, right? Shantoto's the greatest. She's going to be in Final Fantasy XI's alliance raid that we're going to have in game. It's going to be fantastic. You know, every alliance raid kind of gives you like a buddy, you know what I mean? Kind of like when you're in kindergarten where they're like, okay, buddy up, right? Who did we buddy up with in the Endwalker raids, right? We had Monkey Man, you know, and then who did we buddy up with in the Nier raids? We had Sexy Legs, you know, and then who did we buddy up with in Stormblood? Sexy Legs, the first coming of Sexy Legs. Yeah, right? Like, so we always get a Sexy Legs partner, you know what I mean? Basically, like, there's 3 of them in a row, obviously, right? So who's going to be Sexy Legs in Dawntrail? It's going to be Shantoto. She's going to show up. She's going to do the raids with us. She's going to blow up everything. She's going to take over. I mean, it's interesting to think about, right? That, like, we're going to have a main Black Mage companion here to show all the other non-Black Mages what it's all about. And then everyone's going to be Black Mage. There's going to be like a revolution of Black Mages. Black Mage is going to be the #1 DPS job. And then we're going to scale in those later patches. And we're going to get some buffy buffs. And Pictomancer's going to get some nerfy nerfs. And then suddenly Black Mage is king and the favorite child once again. Glory to Black Mage. You know what I'm saying? So I think we've got some good things to look forward to here. We're going to deal with the Final Fantasy XI storylines. What are they called? The Crystal War. We got the Shadow King. The Shadow King is interesting because there's some like time travel stuff going on there in 11. I mean, he's in a war and then he dies, but before the war he's a good guy and he's like, no, my family, and then he's dead and then he's alive and then he loses the war, then he comes back and then you fight him. I'm just saying, we're going to have 3 alliance raids. It's going to be wishy-washy, Shantoto magic, interdimensional, blah, blah, blee, blah, blah. I'm excited. You should be excited. This is Nem. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.